Hannah here from Pear Tree Marketing. I'm going to be covering today digital marketing and in particular how to use Facebook Business Manager. Some of it will be new, some of it will be stuff that has been blowing your mind and confusing you for a while. So hopefully we can get all the answers covered today. What we're going to cover is how to set up and use Facebook Business Manager, how to create ads, how to create posts and content, how to set up shopping, and how to grow your Facebook and Instagram. So what we're going to start off with now is how to create your business page. So you want to log into Facebook as usual, and then go to pages and then create new page. You can see here, pages, create new page. And then you want to put in your page information. So the page name should be the name of your business, and then you want to have a category which will help customers to find you more easily. And then description should be the problem that you solve for your customers, and a brief description of what you do, maybe the areas that you serve, just a little bit about your business. You also want to make sure that you include a cover image and a profile picture. So the profile picture should just be your logo. It takes between 5 to 7 brand interactions for anybody to recognize you as a brand. So we want to make sure that the logo and all our branding is out there for our audience to see. If you're not sure how to create a cover image, I'm going to show you now. I use a great tool called Canva. There's a free version and a paid version. You just log in, you can select the size of the image that you want to create, and then there's plenty of templates in there. For this one, I'm going to create one for one of my roofing clients. So I'm going to select this template and then I'm going to customize it. And within Canva, you have all the photos, you have different elements, you have colors, fonts, everything you could possibly need to create great content is within Canva. You can also use it to create your content for your social media. There's videos and stories that you can create on there, as well as branded things, so like letterheads. If you wanted like a logo to create, you can do it all within Canva. And again, there is a free version and a paid version. I think the paid version is about $10.99, so it's very affordable. So you can see here that I am creating my cover image. I'm just dragging and dropping the photos into place on the templates and customizing it. Now, this is the finished version and it took less than a minute. So again, Canva is such a great tool. It's really easy to use and you can create great stuff. So once you've created your cover image, you want to just upload it to your page and customize it as you want to. You can go in later and change things if you need to. Once you've created your page, you want to create a business manager account. So to do that, you need to go to www.business.facebook.com, and within Business Manager, you can get access to all the functions you need to grow your business. Creating ads, setting up shopping, viewing insights and analytics, everything in there is great for growing. So when you're creating your account, you want to make sure you include your business and account name. It will just be your business name, your name, and then your business email address. Now your business email address needs to be the one registered with your domain. It just makes things so much easier later on. And then click submit, and that is done. So once you've set up your account with the Business Manager, you want to go into settings, and within settings you can customize it and add all the information you need to. You want to make sure that the people who are going to have access to your Facebook and Instagram pages have access through here. So you can just enter their email address, they can click on the link and then have access. You can also customize the type of access you'd like them to have, whether it be employee access, admin access, or perhaps financial kind of access. You can add your assets in there. If you have more than one page, you can add it all into one place. And then you can allow the different types of access you'd like within here. Once they're invited, that's it. You can also add more people if you need to, and you can remove access at a later date. In your business assets, you also want to make sure that your Facebook and Instagram are added in there so that you can make sure that whoever needs access can get it to both Facebook and Instagram. You don't need to be sharing passwords for people to have access. You also want to fill out your business information. You need to have the legal name of your business, your address, and everything within there. You also want to verify your business. Verifying your business really helps with streamlining processes and prevents you from getting blocked in certain areas. You need to have a letter of incorporation ready, proof of address, and some ID, and then you can just go in there and upload it. There is a step-by-step, so it is pretty straightforward. You can also find the setup guide there, which will guide you through anything you might need to do. If you don't have the verify your business button, sometimes it's just blanked out. There is a way you can do that, so I would advise scheduling in a one-to-one with me and I can help you with that. So let's say we've verified our business, we've given people access, we've connected all our assets. We want to set up our events manager now. So setting up events manager, it allows you to track your customer behavior. I don't know if you've ever been onto a website looking at some kind of product, and then all of a sudden that product is all over your Facebook and you're seeing it everywhere. That is because of pixels and conversion APIs. So what they do is they track people going to certain pages on your website, and then you can retarget them in your ads, which helps you to get higher conversion rates and also to keep in touch with your customers in the right way. So the things we're going to cover is pixels, conversion APIs, and then setting up the events. Again, if any of this blows your mind, it gets confusing, you can always schedule in a one-to-one with me and I will help you with that. When you do set up your events manager, it takes 3 days to process, so you need to make sure you do everything correctly, otherwise it can cause a lot of delays. Pixels, you need to be able to install a bit of code onto your website. You can also send the code to your developer if you need to. Conversion APIs you need to start using because of the iOS 14 update. If you're not sure what that is, basically if you're an Apple user, there is a new iOS 14 update which prevents you from targeting people. They can just block kind of ads. So having the conversion APIs with the pixels helps you to be able to target those people and not lose so much conversion from your advertising. So I'm going to show you now how to set it up. You want to go into Events Manager within your Business Manager, go to Create, to your data sources, Web, and then Facebook Pixel. Connect that. You want to enter the name of the pixel, which should be your business name followed by pixel, and then you want to enter your web address. You do need to have a website set up before you do any of this, otherwise it will be pointless really. WordPress, Shopify, those are really great ones to use. They just make life a lot easier. You need to also include the full URL. So if you're not sure whether it's a HTTP or HTTPS, you can just go into your web browser on your website and copy and paste it in. It will then find the partner integration, and then there will be step-by-steps on how to connect it. It's quite straightforward, but again, if you do get stuck, you can schedule a one-to-one with me and I will go through all of this with you. Just follow the step-by-step. You need to add a little bit of code into your website. Again, whichever website you build on will be there'll be step-by-step for that. You want to send through test traffic to see if the connection is working correctly, and then you want to set up your events. So events are things like add to cart, view page, view a certain product. So for example, if I was really interested in buying a nice plant, a nice pot, I've got one here. Let's say if I wanted to buy a lovely thing like this, and I went onto a website and started looking at pots, you can add that little bit of code to track that event for that certain pot and then retarget those people. Now obviously with the iOS 14 update there are some difficulties with this, so again you can always set up a one-to-one with me if you need help. Just confirm it and then that is done. Next, you want to do your conversion APIs. Again, it's just the same sort of thing. You go into data source, select web, and then conversion APIs. Then you can upload a plugin if you're using WordPress. It's really simple to do. Verify your connection and set up your events. So now we've done all of that, we need to set up our commerce. So commerce allows you to sell products on Facebook and Instagram. As a ballpark figure, I would say you need to have about 300 followers. Sometimes it's less. And then you need to have about 100 on your Facebook. You need to have a website ready to go, ideally WordPress, Squarespace, Shopify, something like that, so that there's easier integration, but you can use any platform that you like. You need to verify your domain within the Commerce Manager. You need to also have a privacy policy, so obviously there's GDPR, Data Protection Act, those kinds of things you need to consider in your privacy policy. Returns policy, so do you do full refunds? Can people just send it to you? Do you pay for postage? Everything like that needs to be included. Delivery information, so how much delivery costs and how long it takes. And then you need to be selling a product. You cannot sell a service on Commerce Manager. If you want to sell a service, then you just kind of redirect them to your website through advertising. And if it is a product, it can't be healthcare. The other thing is you want to really make sure that you are keeping to Facebook's policies. They are really strict and it is difficult to get hold of Facebook. So I would recommend having a read through if you're not sure, and making sure that everything is done correctly beforehand. Have everything prepared, otherwise your whole page can just be shut down. So to set up your Commerce Manager, you want to start by setting up your catalog. You can update your catalog in many different ways. If you want to do like a data source so it streams through automatically, you can do that. You can upload a CSV file, or you can just do it manually if you don't have that many products. You want to just fill in the instructions on the page. Make sure you add plenty of images. Make sure you have a good title which clearly describes exactly what that product is. And then the description, you can add a bit more detail. Make sure that you have the website link to that product, and then the price. You can also go in later and edit these things and make sure everything's set up correctly. If you are using a CSV file or even a data source, I would recommend going in and checking everything's done properly. Otherwise, what can happen is your page, your shop can just be rejected, and it wastes a lot of time. So once you've uploaded your products with the images, the title, description, website link, price, just click upload item and then that's done. Once you've set up your catalog, you want to add your shop. So you can sell through Facebook and Instagram with your shop. You can also have checkout through your website or directly through Facebook and Instagram, even Shopify, whatever suits you. Select your page that you want to sell from. If you have multiple pages, you can select whichever one you want on there. Then you want to add your products. Your catalog will be there already. And when you include your business email address, again, make sure it's the one that is connected to your domain, otherwise it causes problems. Your catalog will normally be here. I'm just doing this one as an example. But yeah, just add it in. Make sure you select the countries and regions that you deliver to, and then click next, and then check everything's correct, and then submit your shop. And then that's it, it's done. It will take a little while for it to process and come through. Sometimes it takes 3 days, sometimes it takes 2 weeks, even a month. It just varies. So again, make sure you have all the information ready before you try and set up. Next, we're going to go through creating ads. So to create an ad, you do need to have your pixel and your conversion APIs set up. You can then create an audience. There's two different types that are probably best to use, which is a custom audience and a lookalike audience. So a custom audience will be, for example, people that have gone onto your website and viewed this lovely pot. I'm not selling pots, but anyway. So from that audience, you can then create a lookalike audience. It could be people who may like the pot based on the demographics of the custom audience that have already liked it. Your first campaign should be brand awareness. You want to do it quite broad just because of the iOS 14 restrictions. It makes life a lot easier. Also, if you don't have enough traffic going through to your website to start off with, that will change the data. And if you do ask your friends and family to view your page and to start interacting with your Facebook and Instagram pages, that can also change the algorithm, and the data coming through won't be organic because it will be people that you've asked to, not people who are genuinely interested in your brand. So when you create your brand awareness, you can use a broad lookalike audience. I would say make them about 5% the same. The aim is to drive traffic to your website, and you want to be collecting email addresses. Again, with all the privacy policies and different things, collecting email addresses just saves all of that data just in case something goes wrong. You can use a tool like HubSpot or ConvertKit, MailChimp, whatever you prefer to store the email addresses. And again, make sure that it is done GDPR compliant. So just when you collect the email addresses, just have a little tick box there. Do you agree for us to collect your information? What you also want to do is use A and B testing. So A and B testing allows you to create different versions of the same advert. So you can change the headline, you can change the images on it, you can change the demographics of the people that you're targeting, and that will all go out at the same time, so you can see the best results. You also want to create an instant experience on there that seems to get the best kind of response. Make sure your headline is really catchy, and again, this is the brand awareness is just to see who you want to be targeting. So keep it broad, make sure it's going to reach a wider audience, and really encourage those click-throughs. You also want to make sure that you've got tracking set up, and have your images and everything ready. Still images and videos tend to work best, but again, it's probably best if you're not sure about advertising to contact an expert to get your campaign designed. You can give it a go yourself, but if you're not confident, definitely hire someone for this, because otherwise you can end up wasting money. You want to spend about £500 a month, which I know sounds like a lot, but that's what will get you the best return on investment. You can set it up for just like a tenner, £20, whatever suits you. But yeah, you want to kind of go for a higher bracket. Make sure you do have a good offer when they click through to your website, otherwise it will be a waste of your time. So once you've done your brand awareness campaign, people kind of know what your brand is, they've started seeing it, you want to do a consideration campaign. So you want to retarget those people that have already seen your brand, and show them, a case study, something that shows that you're really good at what you do and you have a great product there, or service. It can be for a service as well. And again, wherever they head to after clicking on your ad, you want to make sure that you are collecting their email addresses. It's so important just for the future of your business. And if you are a limited company, having more email addresses and subscribers collected does increase the value of your brand. So if you wanted to sell it on later on, it's definitely worth having those. Once you've done the consideration, you want to do conversions. So you want to retarget those people who have already been in the consideration campaign, and you want to show them you're the best. I am best at what I do because here's Jo, and she was really struggling to grow her business, and I did a course with her, and within a week she's already been making £80,000 a week steadily, and then have an exciting offer. So if you sign up now, you can get this free toolkit to use, or you can get this promotional offer of 50% off for a limited time only, something like that, to get them to really buy. Next, you want to be scheduling your posts and stories. So you can do that directly through Facebook. A lot of people use scheduling tools. You can use those as well. They don't really allow you to schedule stories out, but there's plenty of different ones you can use, such as Hootsuite, Sprout Social, Publer, Later. There's literally millions of them. I think Sprout Social is probably the best one to use. Hootsuite is a bit more expensive and it does do everything, but again, more expensive. Publer, I used myself. It's the cheapest one, which also has capabilities for posting things on LinkedIn. And if you are a B2B business or a service-based business, LinkedIn is something that you definitely want to be using. But yeah, you can just use this for free. It makes life a lot easier. You want to select your placement, so have it on Facebook and Instagram. Use in the text, try and keep it quite long so that people spend more time on your post reading it. Obviously, make sure it's not boring, because you don't want people to go on it and be like, oh God, this is so boring. Try and ask questions to get your audience engaging. Try and create like a story or something to get them really excited. Make sure the media is the right size. You can edit that there. You also can add a call to action if you need to, and then you can schedule it out at whatever time you like. On Instagram, you do want to add your hashtags. 30 will do. And it needs to be, you need to go for like the smaller hashtags because they have a higher engagement rate. If you think like a hashtag, say if I did beauty, there'll be over 2 million people posting on beauty, so my post is just going to get lost. So you just want to make sure you're using the smaller ones so that it can be found more easily. You can use a tool called Insist if you're not sure what hashtags to use. It's INSISST, and that is a free tool that you can use. You want to be posting as well 3 to 5 times a week. You can use Canva to create your posts. Go for a mixture of videos, Instagram TV, Reels and carousels. And stories you should be posting throughout the day. You want to make sure that that little glowing circle around your profile image is lit up so people see that you're active. 2 to 3 times a day is great. Try and use polls and questions where you can. That gets your audience engaging with your brand, and it also, the algorithm really likes it, so you start appearing first a lot more. You also want to do live videos if you can. Think about collaborations and things you can share with your audience. And then engagement is key. So if you log onto your Facebook, you can go into groups and start engaging with people in there who might be looking for a product or service similar to yours. You can also engage with different pages, whatever it is. And then Instagram, I would recommend finding 5 pages a day that you really like or that are quite similar to you. Then go onto their most recent post and write a comment on there. Comments tend to work better than liking. You can often get banned. Make sure that whatever you post is not spammy. I see a lot of people write click this bit link, and it's just annoying. Nobody wants to see that. So make sure it's something really positive and genuine. For example, if somebody posted a lovely picture of my local area, like a comment and say, oh, it's great living here, and I love this picture because I genuinely love living here and I genuinely love this picture. You want to also, the people who have commented most recently on the latest post of your competitor, you want to go and engage with their photos as well. Just do that for 20 to 60 minutes a day, and that will help you to grow. On average, if you do 20 to 60 minutes of engagement per day, we see about 200 to 300 follower growth per week. So very important. Now, you know that you need to post, but what do you post? So as a guide, I would recommend using the 5 content pillars. So the first one is entertaining. Particularly for Reels, entertaining posts tend to work really well. If you go onto talkboard.com, you can find the latest trending music to use on your Reel. And then create something like a something just entertaining, like a holiday. Oh, I'm going to do this. There's a lot of people, if it's like a fashion business, you can do where you change outfits, think about transitions and that sort of thing, and try and keep them as short as possible. You can also do entertaining posts. Things that you could include is like giveaways, throwbacks, memes, seasonal holidays, that sort of thing. The other thing you want to do is educational, so tips and tricks, how to, frequently asked questions, live training, and free resources. So I would recommend doing maybe like live training with somebody else that complement your brand, to show people how to solve a problem that they're facing a lot. Live videos get shown more on Instagram and Facebook, so it's definitely worth doing them. You could also do like an Instagram TV of how to, say you're buying plants, how to keep your plants alive during winter, something like that. Tips and tricks, how to grow your business, top SEO tools for 2021, something like that. Then you've got conversational, so questions, fill in the blanks, ask for advice, caption this, and polls. You want to be using polls on your story. Questions, you can just ask people, how do you feel about this? Fill in the blanks, leave a little blank space and make a sentence. Fill it in, speaks for itself really. So yeah, conversational, again, on stories you want to be doing that, and that will be carousels. So you could have like a conversational thing at the end of your carousel. Connection, so behind the scenes, you want to do that on your stories. Like, here I am, I'm wrapping up this present, or this, this hamper to give to my customers. We're so busy today, but we're really excited. You want to do product previews, so we're really excited. Next week we're going to be launching this great water bottle. We're so excited about it, and you're the first to know. You can do meet the team, so introducing everyone, and a lot of people do follow Fridays or like favorite businesses. So on a Friday you could do follow Friday, tag your favorite local businesses here. We just want to give them a shout out and celebrate our local area, things like that. And then inspirational, so you want to have quotes, amazing facts, client stories. It could be things like Jane was really struggling to grow her business, and within a month she's already launched and it's taken off, and she's making more money than she ever was when she was employed by a business. Something like that. Or if it were like a plant business, did you know that these plants have been around for millions of years and they help to release more oxygen in the air? Something like that. I'll leave it up to you to come up with. When you do create your posts, remember to use carousels. Carousels work better than still images. And just in case you're like, what is a carousel? It's basically where you have more than one still image on one post. They work better because when they get shown on the feed of Instagram and Facebook, it will come up multiple times, but showing a different slide or different image in your carousel. You can even create the same one and just use different colors if you want to. You should post carousels maybe 2 to 3 times a week. Instagram TV, maybe 1 a week or less, 1 a fortnight. And then Reels is where you want to focus, especially when you're trying to grow your account in the beginning. It gives you a huge reach. Instagram are trying to compete with TikTok, so they're really pushing the reach on Reels. And obviously video is a really entertaining way to reach your audience at the moment. Some top tips for Reels is use Talkboard to find the audio. You want to make sure you're using trending audio. If you can't get access to all the songs that you'd like to, there are ways around it. It's just little things you've got to change. Again, I would recommend scheduling it a one-to-one with me so that I can help you. You want to use your hashtags in there, use them strategically. If you're not sure what hashtags to use, maybe just go through Reels and have a look at what the top trending Reels are using at the moment. You also want to make sure that you have good transitions in there, so you've got to make it really entertaining. You can do things where you cut cut it in half and go to the side or whatever. Just think about creative ways you can do it. And try and keep them shorter. The shorter the reel is, the more times it's going to be seen, because sometimes if say if it was 5 seconds long, people might watch it twice, just kind of accidentally, and then the algorithm likes that, so it will be shown more often. Right, so we've started posting, we've got our pixels set up, we know what our audience is doing, but we need to make sure that enough data is coming through so that we can do great ads and grow our business. So how to grow your audience? You want to use a mixture of different things, not just Facebook and Instagram. There needs to always be a mixture. What you also need to do is think about where your audience hangs out. Say if you were a software company, you would want to be more on focusing on SEO, because people are more likely going to be Googling, this software company, I need a software for this, where can I find it? You also want to be more on LinkedIn, because it's likely that a business owner would be using software more than just a customer. And then email, again, I would recommend using for whatever type of business. You want to use a bit of email just to stay in touch with your audience and remind them that you exist. So growing your Facebook and Instagram, you want to be on Facebook, engaging in groups, join all your local groups, UK small business as well, things like that. Just go in there, and then whenever you see a post, just comment on it. Ask your audience questions. I'm creating some new pots. What color do you think works best? Or do you like these kind of patterns? Just keep asking them questions to get them engaging in your brand. On Instagram, again, using the engagement and the right hashtags, reels as well is so important. You also want to think about doing collaborations. So perhaps there's another business that you really like. You can start talking to them and ask them if they want to do a collaboration with you, where you talk about a problem that your audience is having and how to solve it. Those work really well in live videos, so that's something that you could do. You also want to make sure that anything you post on your Facebook and Instagram or your website can be repurposed. For example, if you made a reel, you can put it on TikTok. If you made a post on Facebook, you can tag it on Pinterest, and stuff on your website as well. Add that to Pinterest. You can also, if you make it like a video, put it on YouTube and make sure that all the traffic is going into either your website or your Facebook and Instagram. Probably best to get it on your website so you can collect those email addresses. And another thing you can do is try and get into some publications. Have a think of like maybe the top 10 to 50 publications that would be reaching your audience, and then write some blogs and get featured in there. You can also use a tool called Help a Reporter, or HARO, to get featured in these publications. When you are featured, not only is it great for brand awareness, but it also drives traffic to your website and helps with your SEO. The more backlinks you have on your website, the more people are going to be able to find it, and the more Google will prioritize it. So definitely worth doing. So if you do have any questions, obviously I've gone through everything quite quickly, and there is so much more to cover. If you experience any problems with your Facebook or Instagram, particularly with the Business Manager, please do get in touch. There's a little QR code here. If you just take a picture with your phone, you can schedule in some time with me. I've put it on as a promotional offer, so it's only £75 for the hour, and that could save you a lot of time and money, so it's definitely worth it. I can also help with Google Ads, Google Analytics, setting up different bits of code, web development, whatever you need to grow your business, I can help with that. So you'll definitely get your money's worth. And yeah, feel free to drop me an email to hannah@peartreemarketing.com, or you can visit my website www.peartreemarketing.com. Thanks for joining me. I'm Hannah from Pear Tree Marketing, and I hope to hear from you soon.